Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmulmuk channel. And today I thought I'd give you a little bit of footage on how I try to carve a spoon blank. I won't do the bowl of the spoon, but I will use a spoon knife for that. But the raw outline of a spoon with a cookery. This is my cookery, which was kindly made by Amba Bahadur Bishwakarma from Kathmandu, Nepal. And well, I call it Dimna Yuda. Make of it what you want. Yeah, and I think I give you some thoughts along the way, but first I want to show you how to carve, how I carve a spoon. The thing with the cookery is that a lot of people tend to do something like so. They use a movement of the wrist, and given that this is a very heavy knife and the geometry is a little bit special, this is maybe not the most ideal way to do it. I tend to grip it more like a sword, and I like to say that the ring finger and the pinky are for stay, and the index finger and the middle finger are for play. And you can put the thumb on top of the blade, or you can put it like so, and you will have a very secure grip if you don't use a stabbing motion. The stabbing motion on a cookery is a different matter, which I will maybe cover in another video. And well, the wood I want to carve is birch wood, and just lying around, I got permission to use it. Also, I got permission to use my cookery here, so no one is freaking out when I do this. Please consider doing the same, because it's well, times being what they are, we don't need people freaking out when someone uses a big knife. I will say something about that at the end of the video, or maybe on another occasion. But now, looking at the wood, it already has some sort of a recession. Please don't expect wonders from it. It's just for demonstration purposes. Well, and let's get started. I mark off my shavings. It's just like so. I turn it around. Always keep in mind, keep your fingers out of the way of the blade. It's because a cookery is really high consequence, because if it is capable of chopping really big branches, and you see how easy it simply goes to the woods, through the wood. And so please always keep your fingers away from the blade. Also, you will see maybe some carving techniques that someone taught you not to do. Something like when I'm carving towards myself or something. Don't try this at home if you are a beginner. Only do this if you are really aware of what you are doing. And yeah, I'm modifying it a bit, because obviously That's a bit too big, a bit too big. Can't. Yeah, and like so, and you can see how easily you can make really fine shavings, as well as some stuff like this. And I'm, as far as I am informed, the kukri is not only used as a weapon in Nepal. Well, it is no longer, but it is a household item used for a lot of stuff, and they, as far as I am informed, they even use it for around the house, for making firewood, for peeling potatoes actually. I don't know if it's still online, but there once was a video on some Gorkhas peeling potatoes in the kitchen, and this is perfectly doable, by the way. It's you just need to adapt a little bit to a special technique, and oh, you can see we're getting there. And what a lot of people don't forget is that the kukri is also an awesome cutting tool. It's not just a shopping tool, it's also really awesome as a cutting tool. And you see the motion I'm doing is actually, I pull, which is which is also possible. You can also use it like so, which I'm doing now. It is a bit of a challenge at first, I must admit, due to the heft of the knife and the forward balance. And to be honest, if you are able to do it another way, you just use a Slöjd knife, because, well, it's a bit of a silly thing to use such a big knife for such little tasks. I just wanted to show you that it is doable, and want to introduce you to the possibilities. And or maybe it is also a little bit fun seeing me doing silly stuff. I know you guys like a little bit of goofing around with big knives as much as anyone, and well, so I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. I'm in no way a professional, and I don't claim to be. I'm not a free solo special forces guy, and never claimed to be. And well, I'm pretty much getting there. It should be an eating spoon, and so not a serving spoon. No, it's a little bit too big still. As you can see, we are already getting there. That's not a big thing. And what I want you to realize, or what I want to say, is that I'm not the best spoon carver or bushcrafter or survivalist there is. So if you want to do something like this, if you want to get started with carving or stuff, I hope that I can give you some inspiration and everything. But it's not a contest, people. It's not that you always have to be the next big thing. You just do it. Just get started. And if I can provide you with some help, and that would be great. I would love to. By the way, I will maybe give you a better tutorial on that and beginner carving techniques and stuff. And what I want to say with this video is actually also that what you need and what you don't. And you see, well, it is perfectly doable doing this with a kukri, but it's also a challenge. It's more of a silly stunt I'm doing here. It's not something I would recommend. And a lot of people tend to believe they need a really big knife to get started, but that's not necessary. In fact, a lot of stuff is rather hindered by a bigger knife. And you can see if when I'm cutting like this, my elbows aren't free. I lock my elbows, so the blade can't go anywhere. It's a rather dangerous thing, cutting towards yourself. But due to the fact that my elbows are locked, there is actually little that can go wrong. And so if you were in a pinch, and I know myself, I always keep forgetting my spoons, and then you found some mushrooms and want to make a stew, and you are in want of a spoon, and all you have on you is a kukri. That's doable, of course, but I will switch to a Swiss Army knife in a minute, and you will see that this is maybe the better option. I will stop for a minute. So I'm back. Now we have a rough spoon blank. You can see a little bit of a recession, but I was contemplating putting myself to the challenge to carve everything just with a kukri, but maybe that's for another video. What I want to say is, however, is that at least in Germany, you cannot go amiss with just a tiny pocket knife. It's not. It's perfectly legal in most applications, except in these weapon restriction zones. I have an opinion about this, but I think you guys have enough of all the politics going on the tube, and so I spare you that. Another thing is I would really recommend is getting some kind of a hook knife. If I cut in a scooping motion with my little Swiss Army knife, always keep in mind that it's a friction folder, and don't apply too much force in the wrong direction. You can see I can actually, also this cut is an advanced technique. If you know what you're doing and how much force to apply, you can perfectly use this technique towards yourself. But if you were a bit beginner, I rather not recommend it. And you bleed. It's a fact. Even if you are an experienced carver, you might want to invest in some cut-resistant tape, or maybe a carving glove or something like that. Don't be as silly as myself. But the advantage of a spoon knife is obvious. You can just use the hook with little force and rather controlled movements. That is not to say that you can't make do. But it's much more convenient and far less frustrating if you use the proper tool for the job. If you get started, want to get started, don't try to prove anyone anything. You don't need to, because, well, it's your life. And no, oh well, I messed a little bit up, but you can see it did quite a good job, this knife. In Germany we say, wenn der Bauer nicht schwimmen kann, liegt es an der Badehose. If the peasant can't swim, it's always the trunks. That's of course, that is another thing that's also true, but you can see I use a scooping motion against the grain, because the grain in the spoon can be quite funny. If I'm going down that way, that's totally easy, but if I'm doing the same here, it's much harder. So you might want to do this, but on the other hand, it's not recommendable because your hand is here, and so I like to go a little bit against the grain, and it doesn't do any harm. Now, cleaning it a bit up and doing some finer work. If you want to actually use the spoon, and I guess that's so, I recommend you to try it out. Put it into your mouth. It needs to be comfortable. It's not some standardized industrial cutlery ware. It's just it's a spoon you make for yourself, and you can now switch to a larger blade. You could use the cookery again. I just wanted you to see that it is possible with a cookery, and look at that. It is perfectly doable, but given it is also rather heavy, you also remove a lot of material. And if you really want to make a beautiful spoon that you enjoy using, better play safe. And I like to put on some facets and you see, and what I'm doing now is okay, I used the cookery. I said so I would. Again, I put on a facet on this side and a facet on that side. I just like how it looks. But as I said, it takes a lot of getting accustomed to. And again, it is a little bit challenging to go with the grain, because it's different on either side. So, well, I use my Swiss Army knife again, putting on some kind of rather simple spoon. There are really awesome spoons around, and a lot of you guys might laugh about what I am achieving here. There are a lot of guys really making an awesome job with spoons, and I'm not claiming I do, but this is my point. It's not that it's not a contest. I'm not selling my spoons, and I just enjoy sitting in the woods, carving myself some stuff. And there is a recent study I read was that given that the whole world is suffering from a global mental health crisis, according to the WHO, carving is proven by studies. I don't know which university it was, but it is proven by studies that to be really beneficial for one's mental health, which anyone could relate to, whoever sat in the woods and just did some whittling away. It's good for you. You get your mind off things. You can if I look over there, there's a beautiful sunset. I will show you. Maybe I should do this before the sun's down. Look at that. Yeah. Well, and if you in the woods, it's has a calming effect on people, and it's a rather innocent endeavor. And what I wanted to say is, well, the cookery. You can see a cookery all the time on survival channels and stuff, and it is. I would be lying if I would claim it were not a weapon. It is a deadly weapon, and it is, as I said, it is high consequence. If I can demonstrate that to you too, put that away. Got a branch here, over here, and that's oak. And if you look at that, that's about it. A rather clean cut, and it's just a little bit thinner than your wrist. It leads me, I cannot emphasize enough, be careful around this here knife. It's an awesome wood carving tool too. Maybe not for the details, but surprisingly delicate work is possible with a cookery. And well, of course, choose the right tool for the job always. It's outright silly. And the first rule of survival, and I don't like the term, really. I know how a hard life looks, and that's not cool. It's not something you want to. So the first rule of survival is never have to say survival. I'm an old fart. I never was some, well, hardcore guy. I'm not harmless. I'm not someone who's afraid of some hard work or some hardships or something like that. But on the other hand, I know hardships, and this is not whining. It's just a fact. And if you know hardships, well, you don't want them anymore. So a lot of these things about a culture constantly kicking itself in the ass, well, it's wrong. It's wrong. Excuse me, by the way, my knees are telling me it's a little bit cold outside, so and then I'm kneeling here, and that's not. Well, it wasn't that great an idea, but I wanted to show you how I'm carving the spoon. Using a knife as a weapon or thinking it's a great idea is actually a really, really bad idea. Any knife fight is only won if it doesn't happen. Period. There is no discussion, there is no... Because, well, you have seen what it can do in a peaceful setting, but it can do this also in a violent setting. And the thing with violence is it never solves anything. You hurt someone, it doesn't matter if you hurt someone with words or if you hurt someone with actual violence, bodily harm or something, you bodily harm someone, it always comes back. It's not stopping there. If that guy survives, he wants to take revenge on you. If the guy doesn't survive, there are always offspring who want to take revenge on you. So why do we do this? Why we live on a ball of dirt, hurling headlong through a lot of nothing at all? And the thing is, I know violence, and I'm not harmless, as I said. I'm capable of extreme violence, but I trained that all my life. That is the reason why I proactively choose not to use it. I do that every day. Every morning I get up and I say, I don't want this. I don't want to be better than anyone. I want to be better than I was yesterday. And actually, this is part of the mythology of the cookery, too. It is a matter of, well, become a better person, deserve the right to wield it. And in my book, it's, well, use it for peaceful things, too. That's not to say you can't use it as a weapon, but to me, it's a tool. And I hope I showed you that it is a rather capable tool and that you can use it for a lot of beautiful things, relatively beautiful things, like my spoon I made. Now I simply get up, because my knees hurt. me. Also, I can show you around the place, which is maybe beautiful to you. I'm really grateful to be able to do this. I got permission by that, That's the only reason I brought that big bastard of a knife. I said at the beginning of the video, I'm really grateful for the beauty I can experience here. And what I will do now is I will pour myself a cup of chaga tea and sit back a little bit and well, I hope you enjoyed the rather crappy clip again, and hope I made myself clear. If not, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and well, see you next time.